All right, we are live to Facebook for another Thursday's Top Tips in Real Estate. And this week's topic is Lifestyles on the Treasure Coast. It's a little mini series that we've created. And the subcategory of that topic is seasonal edition. So for all the seasonal residents that we have here along the Treasure Coast, we have a very diverse type of atmosphere here along our Treasure Coast, and one of those being snowbirds and different people who come here for seasonal rentals and just stay here for 6 months, 3 months, sometimes just in the summer, all throughout the time. So we decided to make this little segment so that we could tell you guys from our perspective what is to be expected here on the Treasure Coast for those seasonal residents. So we have local realtors who come on every week, and we usually have lenders, but this week lenders were insane and busy, so it's completely all right because real estate is on fire and we're all dealing with it, so it's awesome. So, but we're very thankful for the people who do come on and they share their wealth of knowledge with us. I'm Lucy with Arrow Title Services, and we do host this every week. So we're happy to provide this for you and provide this platform so that you guys are more knowledgeable out there about what's going on in the real estate world. So this whole segment is cut in 3 parts. So the first part, we're going to have each person talk about, or each local professional talk about their part of what they think about the seasonal residents here, different tips and tricks and such like that. So we'll talk about our topic. Then we will go into the #1 top tip of the week in real estate from them, and then we'll go into any announcements. So make sure you guys stay tuned. These local professionals always have great information. All right, so first up is Sara Crombie, and I'll go ahead and spotlight your video. Please take the floor with your amazing information.
Hi there, Sara Crombie with New Wave Realty, and today I'm featuring one of our townhomes in Palm Cove Golf and Yacht Club. Perfect property for a seasonal resident. It's all managed for you. You can just come, open the door, move in, bring your suitcase, bring your golf clubs, bring your boat. You don't have to worry about anything. It's got electric roll down hurricane protection. You can just lock the door and leave when you're not using it. It's super unique because it has a courtyard floor plan. So you see the garage, you have a 2-car garage with this. This is in Palm Cove Golf and Yacht Club on a street called Harbor Island. It's called Harbor Island because it runs along the river, and at the end of the street, you have access to the marina and the docks. So it's a really great location in the community. And you can also get easily over to the clubhouse, the pool, tennis, everything you need. But what's unique, I was starting to say, is the home has a 2-car garage up front, and in the center of the home there's actually a courtyard. So you have this big, you can see as you're entering inside, you're in this big courtyard area. So you have a lot of privacy, and you usually don't get that amount of outdoor space in a condo or a townhome. So you can set up here for entertaining. You can string little white lights. There's a beautiful wall where you can do a live garden on the wall and grow your herbs. This is a slider into the kitchen. So it's perfect for entertaining. Your flow can come all the way in and out this way around the house. It also has a beautiful Juliet balcony. This house has 4 patios. So here's another look at the courtyard. I think I would grow vegetables and herbs on that wall. Super cool. And then inside you have a big open living room area. There's a den on the first floor. You do have another patio in the back. It overlooks the preserve. My assistant's helping me today. Do you hear her? She gets excited about this one. So it's a neutral palette. They just came in and repainted it recently, put new light fixtures. Here's the den again, plantation shutters. They updated the kitchen with white shaker cabinets, a more updated countertop. Look how big this kitchen area is. And again, you could have a table and chairs. You can go in and out of the patio. And I don't want to take up too much time because I always go over, but I'm gonna just kind of go through this fabulous townhome. It's 2,000 square feet. It was just reduced to $345,000. We have a powder room on the first floor. Look at the beautiful light that comes in up the stairs. You have 3 more bedrooms, very large bedrooms, as you can see. There's your Juliet balcony. Full bath for guests, another bedroom. Here's your master suite, great luxury vinyl plank. Updated bathroom again with new cabinets, another patio off the master. I mean, this is just a fantastic space to come and relax during the cold winter months. You can get away and have some beautiful weather. This is the property. This is the back of the building. You can see how close we are to the waterfront here. It's called Harbor Island. It's located in Palm Cove Golf and Yacht Club. Here are some of the amenities: clubhouse and pool. Inside the clubhouse, we have full fitness here, meeting rooms, playground for the grandchildren, kayak, paddleboard, marina. It's all good. It's beautiful. And again, it's priced at $345,000. It's 2,000 square feet under air, and it's in Palm Cove Golf and Yacht Club. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. So, talking about that listing really quick, I do want you to mention, like, do you know how many residents in that area are seasonal residents?
We really don't know how many exactly, because it changes from time to time. But I would say in this community, maybe about 20% are seasonal residents. We're getting a lot more full-time people now, especially lately. We're getting a lot more full-time, but we have all different size homes. So I'm featuring a townhome. Those typically attract seasonals because they're maintenance-free. The HOA takes care of the building and and you have security, and you have the buildings, the landscaping, everything's taken care of. So those have a higher ratio of seasonal residents. Then you get into our homes and our bigger properties, and you'll see full-time. So I don't know the exact numbers, but I would say that there's a really good mix in this particular community. But with the townhouse in this price point and size, you're going to see just in the general area a large percentage of snowbirds for that product.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love your assistant today. He's my favorite.
Very vocal today. He has a lot to say.
Yes, I love it. They're like, I concur. I concur. Yes. All right. Well, next we have Katey. So share with us today what you have about seasonal rentals today, or
Sure.
seasonal residents.
Not just the waterfront properties, but seasonal residents are attracted to also, the inland properties, downtown Stuart, downtown Jensen Beach, the rural areas out in Palm City and St. Lucie. And so I would like to share my screen, and I have just a couple examples of properties that can be used for our seasonal residents. Specifically, kind of going back to what Sarah was talking about, having sort of an all-inclusive experience with, seasonal living in Martin County or on the water in St. Lucie. We have a listing at 215 Flagler. It is a condominium on the 4th floor with an elevator, so it's nice and convenient and covered parking. And with this community, similar to what Sarah was talking about, you can bring your boat or your yacht, and you've got full marina service. So they'll help you unpack, they'll help you clean. You can dock your boat there. There are gym facilities, and there are 2 pools, and there's a place for entertaining. So, this is the Florida lifestyle. I'm sorry, that wasn't playing while I was talking. Fantastic location on the water, and that is available for just $247,500. That's a great price. So if you just want to have a little seasonal sojourn in Martin County, that's one way to do it. So I have a couple other properties that I can kind of give you an example here. Also in near the downtown Stuart area. That was in the Harborage, by the way, in Stuart. Al Beltran with our office also has a fantastic listing on California Avenue, which is just outside of downtown Stuart. So there's tons of activities. There's tons of shopping and restaurants and areas that you can entertain yourself near the downtown area, right along US 1. Lots of shopping there and attractions. This property asking price is $549,000, and this actually has a section in the back over the garage that is a one apartment, so you could actually use this property full time and have a seasonal resident or a short-term rental in the guest home on the property. So this is kind of like a mixed use kind of cool property where you can have an Airbnb property or a seasonal rental property in addition to your property. If you want to use it full time, or you can rent that property out when you're not using it as well. So that one's in downtown Stuart. That's 516 California Avenue. And if here's another, nice waterfront option for just outside of downtown Stuart on the way to our beautiful Martin County beaches. There are a couple bridges that you take to get out to the public beaches where there's free parking and you can enjoy the beaches there. So off of East Ocean Boulevard in Stuart on Kruger Creek Place, we have a vacant property, residential property, where you can build your own fantastic seasonal home or full-time home. And the asking price on that is $469. So in addition to all of these beautiful waterfront homes, we have lots of townhomes, we have condos, we have oceanfront condos that you can enjoy as a seasonal resident here. So many options in Martin and St. Lucie County. We really do live in paradise, and we live where a lot of people vacation, and we really mean that. A lot of people come here to discover our fantastic lifestyle and thoroughly enjoy it enough to invest in our community and have seasonal properties. It's a very unique area compared to our areas surrounding to the north and south, which are highly populated, lots of traffic, high taxes. So we could go on and on and on about Martin County. And real quick, I have mentioned this before. How do I present? I don't even know how to use this to present. I don't know how to do it. Anybody have a clue? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So I have, in the past, I showed you my relocation guide. Look at all these Martin County parks, activities and attractions. We have the Lyric Theater in downtown Stuart. We have galleries. We have museums. And we have breweries for those people that like to go and have a sip and a craft bite to eat. We have a lot of popular events in normal times. We have a lot of outdoor festivals and festivities. We have if someone is moving to the area and to retire maybe, and then they decide that they want to work a little bit or they want to bring their professional skills to our area, we have a lot of employers in this area. So that's kind of, a little piece of the big pie that Martin County, St. Lucie County, the Treasure Coast has to offer seasonal residents and full-time residents.
Great. Thank you, Katey. That was awesome information.
Thank you.
As always, you guys are always chock-filled with amazing information.
That's what we do every day.
Yes, absolutely. That's what makes it so valuable to have you guys on. Next, we are going to go to Antonella, and you are going to tell us a little bit about your perspective on things for seasonal residents.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me? Hi, guys. This is Antonella with Atlantic Shores Realty. And I also wanted to, that's my mom in the back. So as I do not have a listing to present like my fellow co-realtors, I just wanted to give you a little bit of fun facts and what's going on here in Port St. Lucie and how you can maybe move to the area and still feel at home. So first of all, I just wanted to ask even all of you on the panel if you guys know what is a snowbird after he becomes or he or she becomes a full-time resident of Florida. Is actually called a sunbird. So what we want is our fellow snowbirds that come here and, they maybe come here for the season and rent out to become sunbirds and actually buy real estate here in Port St. Lucie, because first of all, you have nothing to lose. There's a lot of, like Katey said, there's a lot of activities that you can do here in Port St. Lucie and on the Treasure Coast. There's a lot of golf communities. There is a lot of bowling communities and, teams that you can go and participate and, happy hours at different locations, at different bars, at different, spaces here on the Treasure Coast. And of course, if you buy and you're not planning on staying here the whole year, you can always rent out that portion of the year that you're not here with us. So in a way, you're still investing in a way that is also making you money while you're not here. So that's also a plus, because, you know, you may want to stay here from, let's say, October until March, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, you know, I want to go back where it's not as hot, and, you know, I can still enjoy my grandparent or my grandkids back up north. So that's a good stretch of time where you can put your you know, your house on the market and rent it out for a few months and still make your money back. Obviously, as I said, there's a lot of activities that you can, you know, pursue here in Florida, and, you know, especially here in Port St. Lucie, we have the Met Stadium. So if you're a Met fan, there we go. You can come and enjoy, you know, the baseball season, the baseball practice season. So that's also something to look forward to when you move here to Port St. Lucie. And just like, again, all other fellow realtors were saying, there's a lot of communities around here that are designated to offer you the lifestyle and that community feeling that you still have up north. So if you have more than one person that is moving down here, or you have friends, you know, you can just move and get along in those communities and find those communities where you can, you know, for an HOA fee, I have a golf course in it, and you have, you know, the maintenance fee taken care of. You know, some of these upscale newer community are coming and offering gyms and cooking classes, and, you know, the more the merrier. So if you have any questions, you know, make sure that you call or ask one of us. You know, that's what we do all day. Like Katey said, we are well informed about all of these communities. So give us a call and we're here for you.
Great. Thank you, Antonella. Great information. And yeah, I'm glad that you touched on the fact that seasonal residents that come here, they do purchase these properties and use them half of the year or whenever they're here, and then rent them out when they're not here, which is very smart investment. I mean, it's investment property at the same time. And then sometimes they end up just becoming those sunbirds that you mentioned, which is always fun. We always love hearing about those people coming here and just staying here. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but you brought a point that I wanted to bring up later. All right, so next we are going to go to Brenda and tell us what you have to say about seasonal residents.
Hey guys, it's Brenda Josaphat with Keller Williams, Port St. Lucie. And one of the things that I wanted to discuss about snow rentals or just snowbirds really are, well, I wanted to give you guys some tips when you are searching for a property, just different things to take into consideration. If you're looking for a rental or a property to buy, definitely contact a professional. You guys have tons of professionals that are live every week with you guys, so feel free to contact them. Myself, we will gladly assist you within your search. It's really important to protect yourself as well when you're online, and I know we have all these different sites that you can go search for properties on. I won't name the names, but some of the photos can be deceiving. So it's just really important to have someone that's on the ground, that's in that area, that can actually physically see that property for you if you are unable to commute or travel to see that property. Accommodations, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a condo style living, apartment style living? Are you looking for a residential property? Those are some key things that are really important. Just to take into consideration when you're looking for something to accommodate yourself and your family, if you're coming here for retirement or if you're just here for a couple of months out of the year. Also take into consideration the amenities. What are some things that are important to you? We're in Florida, so it's always beautiful. Well, not always. We have a lot of sunny days. You can golf. You can actually ride horses on the beach. So we have a lot of different attractions in St. Lucie County. Of different things that you guys can do. You can boat, you can canoe, there's kayaking, diving, fishing, surfing. If you like to do things on the water, you guys, just to do things around town. We have tons of arts and culture. Fort Pierce is really known for its arts and culture and its history. It's such a beautiful town. You guys can go downtown, check out the museums, there's entertainment, shopping. We've got spas, we've got different trails, we've got wine tastings. So just a bunch of different things to take into consideration when you are looking for that perfect seasonal rental. So just a couple of tips for you guys. And I think that's all I have.
I like that. Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I was muted when I was talking.
No worries.
All righty. So next we're going to go to Codi. I'm going to spotlight your video now, Codi.
Hello, everybody. Codi from Bourgeois Real Estate Group. I apologize. I'm not in front of a computer with a screen to share with you, but I'm out here getting my real estate on. My lovely colleague and broker, she's always a great resource for visuals anyway. But what I wanted to share about the snowbirds and seasonal situation here is that, you know, Florida, we all know, is a hot spot for snowbirds, 1,800 miles of coastline, including our beautiful beaches here.
Yeah.
A lot of people come down this way to get away from the cold weather up north. Sometimes it's health related. They do impact our rental market in a big way. There are tons of like seasonal rentals, especially Hutchinson Island. There's a lot of communities there with like trailer type apartments or housing, I guess you would call it. But it's all like, you know, 7-month rentals. From what I understand, it's like, you know, October through May. So they impact our economy a lot. It's from what I read, it's estimated there's like 900,000 to 1 million people who visit Florida every year, who migrate here as snowbirds. Some people, some of them invest here. They own property that they rent out all year long. You know, some of them rent properties, you know, for just the time that they're here. But they are a huge part of our economy here. They do impact the real estate as well. So if anyone's out there looking to move to Florida, we are ready for you. And that's all I got.
I love that. Thanks, Codi. Great statistics. All righty. So we've seen some properties that are, you know, snowbirds are attracted to and seasonal rental residents like to stay at. But we also have so many diverse things here along our Treasure Coast. So I kind of want to open the floor and say, you know, like, let's have a little discussion about like, why do you guys, what's like the one thing that you think really brings people to our area? We are in a very special part of Florida. Florida in general is very wanted and a very desirable place for people to come to, right? So just Florida in general, but our area specifically is so special in so many different ways. So I just wanted to open the floor to maybe a discussion about, you know, these specific things in our area. Go ahead, Katie. Sorry.
So there are, you know, it may sound very cliche to some people that have not lived here or have not visited our area, but we have been the recipient of many awards on the Treasure Coast, one of which I think is fitting, very fitting, is that we're one of America's happiest seaside towns. And I think that speaks to the perspective and the level of just joy and happiness that people have that live here. I think there's a lot of happy people here, which influence other people to be very happy. And I mean that just like people waving hello in downtown, you know, downtown Stewart, downtown Jensen, people greet each other, you know, nicely here. I mean, that's one little small thing. I'm sure that on a long list of reasons why people want to, when they come here, they want to stay for a little while and sometimes invest in our community. I would say that, you know, we really do. We're surrounded by beauty, and I think that definitely helps your well-being and your positive perspective. And they've voted on it, and they've done the research, and they've polled the audience, so to speak, here. And we've won many. That's one of many awards and accolades that our area. You know, I think Stewart was most beautiful city in 2008, if I remember correctly, and best best water treatment, best tasting water in the United States. Like, there's just some random crazy fun awards that are meaningful that really do contribute to our happy lifestyle here on the Treasure Coast.
Absolutely. And I think that, you know, you mentioned our downtown areas. I feel like we're a very rare area that we have 3 downtown areas that are very accessible to each other. We have a downtown Stewart, downtown Jensen, downtown Fort Pierce that all have their own unique aspects to them.
Hope Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hope Sound doesn't really have a, I mean, yes, we have Hope Sound. Oh, sorry, Port Salerno. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking Hope Sound, like actually Hope Sound. Yes, downtown Port Salerno as well. So there's 4 that are all in, you know, a very good span of each other. And I think that they're talking about making one in Port St. Lucie out in Tradition and that area as well. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, yeah, there's one in Tradition now, like the little, you know, park space with all of the restaurants around. And it's really nice for communities and families. And I just wanted to add to that and whatever, you know, Katey said, that obviously, we up to last year we were one of the safest cities in Florida as well. Probably we're still on that trend. It's just that, you know, we haven't pulled the statistic yet on that. But I think the other thing that is becoming more of a magnet for people to move here is the fact that we're very family friendly in comparison to our counterparts down south. We're still fairly less populated, if I can say so. So yes. In comparison, you know, families do move up here because it's a little easier, you know, to grow and have, you know, kids running around. And that's something that it becomes very, it's clear, especially during, you know, Halloween, where you go into neighborhoods and they do, you know, the trick-or-treating, and you can leave your kids and let them go. And, you know, I'll come pick you up in an hour, and, you know, they're going to be there. So that's definitely something that becomes more of a magnet, even for, you know, the older generation that wants to move down here, and they're like, oh, okay, you know, it's safe enough, and they can move around and, you know, not be scared of something happening to them as well. So I think Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why also.
That's like that's like a perfect segue to what I would like to add. It's crazy. I was watching this YouTube video popped up. There was a guy, I think his name is Silos or something. He's got a YouTube channel, and I think he lives down in Broward County somewhere. And he did a video about coming up here to Port St. Lucie. He was coming to look at 2 houses here. He was fascinated at the fact that he could find a house here for less than $300,000. And he was fascinated by the fact that the houses in PSL were not on top of each other like down south. So I think what attracts people to Florida is that in all these different areas, there is something for everyone. So like if you are looking to relax and you want quiet, you can come up to this area. But if you want the nightlife, you want to hang out, there's Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando. There are people that go over on the West Coast, Fort Myers, and that, you know, that side of the water. There's a lot of beaches over there that people love. So I just think in Florida in general, there's so many different areas and so many different things that you can do that attracts so many different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd like to add to that. I'd like to add to what you've all been saying. I have my notes all here on why I think the area is special, and I think every single one of you have hit on one of the items that I have here. But average temperature, the average temperature January, February, March is 74 degrees. But we've all talked about why we think it's unique, and you've also mentioned the different accolades and articles and awards we've won over the years. I have them printed out here. So let's hear why they chose us from an outside source. Let's hear why Oprah Winfrey Magazine ranked us top 10 charming towns to visit ASAP in January of this year.
Oh, this year.
Voted number 6 in the O Magazine story, which lists small towns from Alaska to Pennsylvania And 3 Florida locations were mentioned. We were mentioned. Here's why they mentioned us. Stuart is formerly known as the sailfish capital of the world, thanks to its close proximity to the St. Lucie River and the Indian River Lagoon. The small town's tropical climate is perfect for snowbirds who enjoy getting away during the bitter months, but are looking for a less popular destination. I think that's what Codi was getting at. We're less densely populated, but we also are so close to all the other things you want to do and visit and see, and just a car ride away, but we don't have to live with it all around us with the hectic traffic and congestion of being around so many people. Okay. Katey mentioned this. Coastal Living magazine in 2016 voted us America's happiest seaside town. You want to hear why? There's some really interesting reasons why. They feel that we're a hidden gem. We're just 45 minutes from North Palm Beach. Stuart is old Florida style. Nestled between 2 rivers and situated on the Atlantic Ocean, the town shares its waters with sea turtles, dolphins, and most famously, the sailfish. That's how we were named Sailfish Capital of the World. But it says, surveying his town of tidy landscape streets, this is the mayor. We have uninterrupted vistas because we do not allow high rises in Stuart, Florida. And we can see sunsets and sunrises in every direction. We're quaint. We have a flip-flop approach to life. It's very casual. That's why everybody's so happy here. We have local hangouts. We have a boardwalk in downtown Stuart where people can stroll along the St. Lucie River and have picnics. We have Sunday green markets. We have food truck invasions. We have dancing in the streets. We have that in Stuart and Jensen. And we have famous artists here like the Jeffrey Smith Gallery, who does the most amazing bronze statues. And we have some landmarks around town. So it's not just us toting the area. We have these very famous magazines writing about us, and they're traveling all over the country and consistently ranking us among the top. So that's pretty impressive. And I also wanted to say about golf, I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but in May of 2020, we had a pretty famous charity matchup here in Hope Sound at the Medalist. I watched this, it was a hoot. Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning teamed up against Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Imagine Manning and Brady going against each other. It was a fundraiser. They raised millions of dollars for a local charity. Well, what does that tell you? We have one of the best golf course areas in the world. You know, I know right behind us in Palm Cove, you can see behind me the Floridian. Tiger plays there, former President Obama's played there, Clinton's played there, the list goes on and on. Famous sport figures, all kinds of athletes and just all kinds of celebrities play there. They can play anywhere they want in the world, right? But they're coming right here to our backyard. So I just wanted to say, because you guys do such a good job of covering everything, that I just wanted to point out what other people are saying about us. You know, we're like a hidden gem. Unfortunately, we were discovered in the last couple months, and we're out of houses to sell. So
it's true.
Any of you want to sell your house? Give us a call.
That's funny. I like that.
But another thing I want to say that's driving the market is we do have a lot of snowbirds, and it's very affordable here. It's affordable and it's beautiful. But it's hard to rent here. And so what we're seeing is a lot of our snowbirds are making a move to own something more permanent because they don't want to get caught like they did this year, where their leases ran out in March, but they didn't want to go home. You know, and if you own something, you can establish residency here, and there's so many tax breaks associated with that. And you can certainly, like others have mentioned, you can rent your place out in the off season, because remember, we have a lot of other people moving here that are full-time building new houses or just need a place to land for 6 months until they decide where they're going to buy. And those moves happen over the summer months. So if you're not using your place, you could buy investment property. It'd be a great rental investment, or you can use it during the season and rent it out over the summer. So there's a market for everyone here, but we have so much to offer, all different age groups. And now all the big club communities are building pickleball courts. And I heard that, you know, our 55 and over community loves those pickleball courts. So, you know, we're always adjusting and adapting here on the Treasure Coast. And we are close to 3 major airports. I promise you, your grandchildren will visit because they can go to Disney. It's just a quick car ride away. If you get a place here, I promise they will come and visit. You'll get your college kids back on spring break, maybe with all their friends. But it's just such a great destination. And we started coming because my parents were seasonal owners. And that's how we fell in love with it. And we said, why wait till we're older? Let's come now while our kids are young. And retire in reverse, we called it. Let's retire in reverse. Let's have and play when we still feel good, and we're, you know, and we're out there utilizing all the things we're to do. And I didn't want to forget to mention the Elliott Museum. Super cool place to check out. We have the Oceanographic Center, and what's the other one with you can see the stingrays? The Environmental Center, the Oceanographic Center, the Elliott Museum. There's lots of arts and culture. You know, we have the Lyric Theater. The Kravitz does a full Broadway presentation over the winter months. So just so many things to do. And Katey has a beautiful handout that she gives to customers. We also have the Chamber Guide. It has all the information and maps and everything you need to know about the area. You can call any of us here and we'll mail you one, and you can take a look for yourself.
Absolutely.
Can't forget about the margaritas in downtown Fort Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh, can't forget margaritas. I mean, where else are you going to get a margarita? You have to come to Florida.
Absolutely. You must come to Florida. I do have something I'd love to also include, the diversity that we have here. Port St. Lucie, Stewart, Fort Pierce, we're like a melting pot. So you have all different cultures and ethnicities that are here. And it's just everyone gets along. You can actually go outside and wave to your neighbors, say hi to your neighbors. We look out for each other. If you're away on vacation, we'll know if a vehicle pulls up to your house like a moving truck, and we'll know that you're not home and definitely reach out to you. It's just such a friendly community. I have a 13-year-old son. I relocated back from Fort Lauderdale just so that he could definitely get a better education and also be well cultured. So those are some things that are important as well if you're looking to relocate to the Treasure Coast area.
Such a great point. And I just want to say all that the diversity brings like fabulous food and restaurants and diverse musical, different events and concerts. And that brings just so much more to the area. It's just such a it just adds to the flavor of the community here. And I think the food, I think it's underrated. I don't think they talk enough about all the fabulous restaurants that we have here. And there's just so much.
I'm a big foodie, so I can attest that our restaurants are pretty great. And I've been to a lot of restaurants all over the world and our country. But because we're on the ocean as well, we have a lot of amazing seafood. I mean, I've met so many people who have come here and never really gotten into seafood before, and then they do here, and they're like, oh, I didn't know it could taste like this. So, and then, just throw that in with all of the melting pot and the ethnic types of foods that we have here. They season it and utilize it in different ways. So it really is cool. And I want to bring up another point is that I think I've mentioned it in another video, but our whole culture has changed now because of coronavirus. And a lot of people are working from home now. And because of that, so many people have moved to big cities because they feel like they need to get the jobs that they want to get. Well, now those jobs are being offered remotely. And now people are wondering why they moved to those cities in the first place. And it was for those jobs. And now they're like, well, if I can do the same job remotely, why don't I live in paradise? Or why don't I, you know what I mean? They're re-evaluating that whole aspect and bringing now they have more options on where they can live, and they can live where they really want to live because they have that option now.
And it's more affordable. So you take your big city salary and you live in a place like this. It's beautiful and affordable. We have great
Absolutely.
schools, you know, why wouldn't you do that?
Absolutely. So it's really quite interesting to see how COVID has really affected things. And, you know, of course, there's been bad things that have come from COVID, but I think there's a lot of good that's come from it and just changing our whole aspect of how we think, how we're communicating with each other. I mean, look at us now. Like, this would have never happened before COVID. We would have never been on a Zoom call live on Facebook if it weren't for COVID. But here we are. I think it's cool. I love it. So
I need to learn Instabook.
Yeah, no, so it's
I was like, what?
does anybody have any last words about the seasonal thing, or I'm gonna go into the number one top tip of the week? So we'll go right into that. So Antonella, why don't you start off with your number one top tip of the week?
Sure. So what I would like to say to all my fellow buyers or whoever might be interested in buying here in Port St. Lucie, and, you know, they might have friends that maybe live a little more down south, or people that live in Miami, and they're like, oh, you know, Miami is so much better, and why do you want to live in Port St. Lucie? You know, we are professionals in this area. We're telling you what is the lifestyle of this area and how we live in this area. So if you're really intrigued by the price of the real estate market and you're thinking about buying here, don't just look at, you know, the house and say, oh yeah, I like it, but I don't like the area. Just my best tip, I guess, in this moment would be just do your research and get in touch with one of us that we live here and we can tell you exactly what's going on. Just don't take it from people from down south. They're like, oh, you know, I don't think I like Port St. Lucie. Well, why don't you like Port St. Lucie? What's much better than Port St. Lucie at the moment? Port St. Lucie is really nice. It's family oriented. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of new construction, a lot of old, resale is still there as well, you know, waterfront properties. So just don't take whatever they tell you. Just, you know, okay, you know, I know you trust your friends and your friends are there for you, and obviously they're there to protect you and your investment, but keep in mind that we are here too, and we're making sure that, you know, we take care of you and your money as well. So get in touch with us as well.
I love that. And you guys can reach out to any of the realtors that are on this call. In the description of our video, there is the link to their Facebook page. But you bring up a really great point that I just want to add on to really quick so I don't forget. There are a lot of people that are moving from down south or wherever it might be, all over Florida. And, you know, they have agents maybe down there. But I concur you that wherever you're moving to, make sure that you communicate with a local realtor, because we're the ones here. Well, I'm not a realtor, but local title, but communicate with the local professionals in that area that you're looking at, because those are the people that are gonna be able to guide you. If you have any questions, we have a slew of people. I know that I'm born and raised here. I know a couple of the people on this call are born and raised in this area, and we have the resources, and the people here have invested their time to, you know, to learn this area, and that's why we're here. We're local. So I just think that if you are looking to purchase in this area or rent in this area, use someone local that's gonna help you and guide you and tell you about all these things that we're talking about. And all of the people on this call are good for that. All right, so on to the next top tip in real estate. Brenda, take it away. Take away your tip. You're muted.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
My top tip would definitely be being in Port St. Lucie, St. Lucie County, the Treasure Coast. You have that small town feel, but it also feels as you have that small town living, but it feels as though you're in a big town. You have so many different attractions, so many different activities, so many different things that you can discover just along the Treasure Coast, which is amazing. Again, we talked about the food that's here. You have a huge diverse group. You have different activities within those cultures that you can be a part of. Think of a better education for educational purposes. Think of your children going to A/B rated schools. and just being able to have the equipment that they need in order to succeed in school. I love Port St. Lucie, St. Lucie County. I'm from here. I left for a few years and came right back. So this is home. Get to know your neighbors, enjoy the attractions.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna pipe in one more time about the food that she mentioned, because I think that another thing that sets us apart is that a lot of the bigger cities have big chain restaurants, and we have a lot of local mom and pop shop restaurants.
Absolutely.
I think that's what makes the food so amazing here, because we're small enough to where they can actually get something from our community, and we're so supportive of those local restaurants. So I did want to mention that. It was a good pipe up. What about you, Cody?
My top tip would be communication. Communication, not only so that everybody's on the same page, but so that you get the correct information. So communication was a big part of one of my deals here. But I was also talking to an inspector yesterday who happens to also be an investor. And a lot of the investors, they come here and they see these cheap properties, but they don't understand the taxes and everything else that goes with it. So it's important to communicate with those local professionals so that you can get the correct information. And if you're in a deal, everybody's on the same page, things run smoothly, and everybody's happy in the end. So that would be my top tip: communicate.
Love that, Cody. That's a great one. Katey, what about you?
Katey Bourgeois with the Bourgeois Real Estate Group. I always forget to say that. Hey, so great tip so far. And Lucie, you stole the thunder, but I'm going to roll with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good information. I mean, we're all on the same wavelength because we're bringing good stuff. So, we like to say, contact a local expert, hashtag local expert. That means something. We're all professionals in the industry. This is what we do every day. We say it a lot. It's not just lip service, it's what we do. So definitely, like Antonella said, do your research. But what Cody said, get it from a local expert. And websites are great, but they're not going to tell you about the unseen and the unknown. So the local expert is that connection between the available information and the experience of living there, and knowing the schools, knowing the community parks, knowing the business owners, like we're talking about the local restaurant owners and the amenities that are here. These are all, most of them are local businesses, and we get it. We support local business. We have, we had a hospital system that was supported by the community it served for the last 40 years. That's the kind of community we are. So my top tip is contact a local expert and ask them really good questions so you get really good answers.
I like that. Really good questions and get really good answers. Like it. All right, Sara, what about you?
I would say full disclosure. Buyers, give full disclosure. It helps us, don't be afraid to say you're not ready to buy right now. Don't be afraid to say what real price range you're in. Doesn't matter what, it's not what you can afford, it's what you want to spend. You might have 4 houses, so you just want to spend X amount. So don't be afraid to do full disclosure. I have to sneeze. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I love to talk, so that was just like a momentary thing. I just didn't want to do it on the camera. Please give us full disclosure. So let us know your time frame. Let us know if you have to sell a house first. Don't say we don't have to. If we see something we like, then we'll buy it. And then 9 times out of 10, you go, we don't have to, but we'd like to. once we've shown you 100 houses. So, you know, full disclosure really helps us. We won't turn you away. We're going to work just as hard if you're buying in a year or two from now. A lot of our relationships start out years ahead of when a purchase is made. That happens all the time. I love the customers that call me and say, you know, in a year or 2 or 3, we're going to be retiring and we want to come and see what's out there. And will you show us around? We don't mind doing that. So full disclosure, that's my tip. We can serve you better if we know exactly what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. And it's free to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Always free.
Around for free, and you're all going, why is she saying that? We hate doing it.
Absolutely, you know, and we're always open. All of us are open for any questions that you might have. It doesn't.
We love it here. We could live wherever we want, and we choose to live here. So we love to show you around. I think we're all really proud of this area, and I love to take people to the beaches and show them downtown Sara and have a cup of coffee with them and tiki taxi. How fun is that for you?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to set that up again.
Don't be afraid to say you're not quite ready yet, but you want to get to know the area. That's fun for us.
Absolutely. That's actually one of my favorite things is whenever I meet someone new and they're like new to the area, I'm like, have you been here? Have you been here? Let's go. We need to go there now.
Kind of like local tour guides too. We know what's here. So definitely ask us. Lucie, can I jump in for just a minute? Just got an email from the Martin County Realtors of the Treasure Coast, our Realtor Association. Short-term rental update from the Martin County Tourism Director. They have rescinded travel restrictions for the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So they are now allowed to come and not, it looks like they're allowed to come and not be quarantined. So that's the new thing.
Good to know. That's where.
Yeah, because for a while, it's like if you were coming in and out of that area, you had to quarantine for 2 weeks. And it's like, okay, you're not going to go there if you're not going to spend more than 2 weeks there.
I'll read just the first line. It says, please be advised that Governor DeSantis has issued executive order today that rescinds the travel restrictions for the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Nice.
Come on down.
Come on. The water's fine.
Yeah, that's great. I think we're going to have an early fall winter season starting now. There's a huge demand to get on something now. So that's great news.
We've been really, oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
Thank you to Katey.
Oh, I was gonna say we've been really busy during these summer months, way busier than we normally are, because everybody was kind of pushed into, like, they kind of all waited, and then now it's like been this influx. But I wanted to mention what our seasonal time frame is normally. I don't know, moving forward it might be different. Who knows? But it's a whole nother world now. But originally our season's usually from October, November to March, April, and that's our snowbird seasonal time where people are staying here during that time, and then they're leaving for the summer and going to out of state back up north during the summer when it's not so hot or not so cold up there. It's really hot here. But I mean, we have different aspects of people because there's different people purchasing in summer when those snowbirds aren't here. There's a lot of families that are purchasing because that's when they want to move during that time before the school year starts, which is, also been changing because of COVID. So, we'll see. We'll have to check in how the snowbird season goes. Does anybody have any announcements to make? I saw Antonella did, so go ahead.
Lucie, can you share my screen? Let me see if I can do it. Hold on a second. Okay, I have a little property that I would like to highlight. I know that everybody was talking about maybe having an investment property. This one is a very big property that I have listed. Is a 4-3 plus a den, is right close to 2,500 square feet, $359,000. So just showing you a little bit what $359,000 can buy you here in Florida at the moment. Again, a little below 2,500 square feet, enclosed patio and pool. I don't have a picture of the pool, but there's a pool there as well. And definitely a big house, even if you wanted to rent it out as an Airbnb or, seasonal, whatever you want to do. If you're in the market to look for, an investment property, I think this one could work as well. So that will be my little quick announcement. So thank you, Lucie, again.
Thank you, Antonella. That is a beautiful home.
Thank you. You can unshare.
Yep, I got you.
What was that address?
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Just
What
real
was
quick, what was that address?
It's 1943 Southeast Rosa Boulevard.
Thank you.
Look at that. Magic happening. That's why it's so great. It's a little networking session for us too. But all right, so does anybody else have an announcement? Katie, go ahead. Always good stuff. Good.
I'm gonna mute my.
So check it out. You heard it here first. We got a new listing, and this is just outside of what we typically see the Treasure Coast is. This is in North Palm Beach County in Jupiter. It's like our quiet neighbor to the south. 225 Marcia Drive. It's a condo, 3rd floor condo, $259. So super affordable, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Great amount of space there, and great neighbors, family oriented, like Antonella has mentioned frequently. So that will be announced and on the market, and we're excited to help feature this property as well. So there's a lot going on in the market. Come and get it. It's gonna go soon.
That's true. That's a beautiful one, and that's pretty affordable for Jupiter too. Jupiter's just a hop, skip, and a jump away for those of you who don't know, to the south of the Treasure Coast.
20 minutes.
So, yeah, it's a beautiful area, and Abaco is gorgeous too. So there, there's another downtown area right down there too. Easy to get to when you're living up here. All right. Does anybody else have any announcements? Yes, no, maybe so. All right.
I just wanted to say one thing. We have a new listing coming on in Jensen Beach Country Club, and that's a fun community for snowbirds. It's right near the beach and all the downtown Jensen stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to announce that next week. But I also wanted to say, don't get discouraged if you don't see the perfect property for this winter. This is the time of year when the properties start to go on the market for the winter season. So you'll start to see them pop up now. The homes that typically sell over the fall, winter, they hold off putting them on the market until we get closer to season. So I find that sometimes in the summer, and we do have very low inventory, don't get me wrong, but I do find that some people are just holding off, and you'll start to see those seasonals pop on. Just be prepared to move fast on them. This year is going to be very
hot.
Fast. Very hot, hot and fast.
I mean, yeah. Does anybody else believe that it's August? I didn't even know what would. It was like October.
It was just March.
Yeah, I know. So time is already flying by, and it's gonna be a crazy season. But all right, guys. Well, we go and those properties, guys, if they're saying they're coming soon or they just got on the market, better get them hot. We also do market update every Monday at 2 p.m. I want to just highlight that really quick, which is where the local realtors come on and showcase their listings. So if you ever want to hear about more listings and what's available on the market when it's available, pop onto that. But this segment, Thursday's Top Tips in Real Estate, is every Thursday at 2 p.m. So make sure you're tuning in for this too. Put your notification bell on for Aero Title Services. And we always post these videos to our YouTube channel, so you can always rewatch the videos that we've done in the past. There's always great information. With this segment, we always have new segments that we talk about each week, and this week's was Lifestyles of the Treasure Coast Seasonal Edition. So we just talked about those seasonal edition or seasonal rentals that come here or residents. So tune in for next week and what next week's topic is going to be about. I think it's going to be a pretty good topic. We'll have to see. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to the individuals and amazing local professionals who come onto this every single week. You guys can reach out to them on their Facebook pages or their designated signs. And you can really get more information from them if you have any other questions, or you can reach out to me and I will connect you with them. All right. Thank you guys so much. And you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend.
Thank you,
Lucie. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.